that'll to bring us as we're off in Week 9. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Double dog, that's the way.
The drive starts with a handoff to Piron. He'll have a first down past the 40. He's at the 40, 20, 10. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for. Because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they got both. Over-committing in the secondary, and he just went stepping past them and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt.
Let's go.
At their own 27-yard line.
Foles and the Jags come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. Now they try the right side here. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now Foles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. Here's Foles. Looking long for Westbrook. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They give him a gain of 38.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go, great.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
On the ball! Yeah, let's go.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
Topper!
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays.
57's Mike. Mike 57.
Foles. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Sacked by the outside backer, Telvin Smith.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
180. Keeper. Here
I come again.
we go.
On play action, they'll throw. Looking long for Westbrook. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Foles. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 25-yard line. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Back to throw. This is caught, and he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Widen.
Not too bad. Come on, QB, come on.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal.
Just like that. Just like that.
Second and 5. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Marquise Lee, the intended target. But now it's third and goal.
Now we got third and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3.
Be alert, be alert.
Like this, yeah. Coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. 49, check 49.
Hey, goal. Down goal. Down goal.
They'll set up to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
The kick by Lambeau is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
Well, credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Packers take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
Let's see what you got.
They'll run it here with Pirine. And an alley to run. And now look at him go. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. Extra point by McCrane, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check 99.
Hey, goal. Sound goal. Sound goal.
Watch the safety creep.
Hey, Cadence. What is it?
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, get the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
And the Jaguar first down.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. After one, a 14-3 ball game. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now back to throw. He completes it to Westbrook. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Foles now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Looking to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. And Lambo combo now. After the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Here we go, D. All day, defense. All day. All day.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line. Brought down there.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. Now Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
On the crossing route, complete. It's Lamb. The ball comes out, and the Packers pick it up. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They'll run. Here's Harris. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 11-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And it's caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll look to throw. Escaping, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Rashawn Gary, his second sack of the night.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And the pressure gets to him again. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go. Hey, black. Watch the shit. Hey.
Rodgers going to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Pirine. 8 yards here, so that gets him back within striking distance. And now it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 9.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
44's the mic. Hey, orbit. Football's the mic.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Second and goal from inside the 5. Now Rodgers toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there.
Blue 58.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, Liv.
48 to Mike.
Rodgers now on third and goal. Flush to his right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Here's Matthew McCrane now for the field goal try. Shot here. McCrane's kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So put 3 on the board, but from that far into enemy territory, probably hoping for more.
Yeah, I think they're going to get together on the sideline and talk about it, right? Because you get that far, that deep, you want to come away with a touchdown. They'll take the 3, but they're going to file it away for the future.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Great.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Zadarius Smith in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. That's pulled in at the 32. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget that taking the knee is the right play to make, because you just get out of there, you regroup, you start over. But if you're going to take the shot, you do have a chance of either making the play happen or picking up a deep pass interference call. And remember, it's the NFL. You get yardage. It's not just a 15-yard play. You could have something big here. Let's see if they take the shot.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A pass complete here to Conley. Room here to run. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big third down play there for the Jags. 41 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
He's coming, double up. Patch it.
Stick.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
I'm coming.
Kill.
36. Hey, check my 50.
On 2nd and 7, Foles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Blake Martinez.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack.
Where we go?
He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Now Pirine. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Check.
630.
44's Mike. Check.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Check pass. Tight dog.
26. Let's go.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 23.
First down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
No. 319. 44.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Check 31. Check 31.
Over.
Now a carry for P-Ryan. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Get your swerve on.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Inside.
Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Telvin Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season.
McCrane on for the field goal. A 44-yard.
McCrane's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 25.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And he'll send this one into the cold Lambeau night. That's taken on the 25. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. It's P-Ryan to begin the drive. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the back, watch the back. Teammate. Hey, box drop.
Rodgers now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Telvin Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
They cannot hold us down.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Harris to return. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
So you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. That's complete to Jake Butt. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. Then he will finally be taken down, but how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the 3rd quarter. Back now at Lambeau. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Foles. Over the middle, complete. That's Lamb. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll try to right side with Harris. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are back within a single score. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
That's what I do.
To throw is Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Foles. His pass caught at the 4. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. An 11-yard touchdown. As his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
44, Mike, 44.
From the gun, Rodgers. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
All right, Brandon, normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's another great play to come away with the football.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Kevin King coming up from the secondary to make the play.
Second and 9 at the 40-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
Foles had his hands on it but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is third and 9. Back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And a give this time to the tailback. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
Brings up second down at the 11-yard line.
Bennett, 319.
Watch.
Wide left.
The twins.
319.
Throwing on second and long. Rodgers eluding the pressure right. He's got his man on the crossing route. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Big stop. Let's go.
Hey, 88.
44 is the mic.
Let's get the ball. 319.
On second and 9, Rodgers. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36.
80 weapons.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
44's the mark. All right. Check. Who there? Check the backer.
Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers. And a throw right sideline is complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
Green 18. Live. You can't block me. You can't block me.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll run again with Pirine. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right. And when you're facing deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Give him 30 yards there.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, Let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal.
A 29-yard attempt.
And Lambo will put this one through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one. Whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He's back to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Intended for Equanimeous St. Brown. He was covered by Josh Norman.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Got you, boy. Check this, right.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Incomplete on the default. Down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. One final try for Rodgers. We've seen this before. Steps away to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done